Hi, this is John Green. It's Crash Course World History. The European Crusades to the Holy Land were not as holy as they are depicted. Although they eventually did start fighting for their faith and church, the first Crusaders were answering a call of help from a European kingdom. This eventually sparked 3 more Crusades that were more focused on a holy war. The Wars for the Land of Jesus, better known as the Crusades, were a series of European military campaigns to the Holy Land. They had the intention of taking Muslim-held holy cities and establishing Christian kingdoms in the Middle East. Although they had mixed results, these campaigns were influential to the world in the Middle Ages. They had built kingdoms and destroyed others. The Crusades were a bloody struggle between religions for control of a holy region, and they shaped the course of history. The First Crusade started as a cry of help from the Byzantine Empire, who were feeling threatened by the Seljuk Turks, a new empire, and Pope Urban II called on the Knights of Europe to unite and fight this common enemy on a pilgrimage to the land of Jesus. This crusade lasted for 3 years and was very successful for the Crusaders.
The Crusaders were almost all destroyed. The Third Crusade was the most famous of the Crusades, led by the brilliant Saladin. The Egyptian Muslims took the city of Damascus and eventually the city of Jerusalem. This emergency caused a Third Crusade led by Philip II of France, Frederick Barbarossa of the Holy Roman Empire, and Richard the Lionheart I of England. These Crusaders didn't take Jerusalem, which eventually led to a Fourth Crusade. The Knights of the Fourth Crusade didn't even make it to the Holy Land because of a lack of funds left them in Constantinople, which they eventually sacked, leaving Constantinople unable to recover. They didn't even get to the land of Jesus. The Crusades largely affected the world during their time. There were many fatalities on both sides. By sacking Constantinople, the Crusaders of the Fourth Crusade weakened the city and the Byzantine Empire so much that it never recovered and was conquered by the Muslim Ottoman Empire in 1453.
The Crusades also drained resources from Europe, such as funds for paying their army, wood and for building ships and weapons, and men to fill their armies. Much more was lost from this than gained. The Crusaders from Europe traveled over 5,000 miles to the Holy Land. They crossed over and through the Silk Road many times and traded materials and gold for different supplies to assist them in their journey. Many Crusaders wanted fame and fortune rather than glory, so they would buy and trade for silk and then flee back home. When they returned, people wanted the silk and porcelain that the deserters had brought home, and they became very rich. Both sides during the Crusades received supplies from the Silk Road to assist in the holy wars.
The Crusades have had a lasting effect on the world, even past their own time. The Middle East, besides Israel, is mostly Muslim. Had the Christians kept the Middle Eastern cities, there might be more Christians living there today. The Crusades are also still affecting our society through the relationships that were molded and affected during these times. In history, the basis to see how a civilization or event matters, how an event still changes the world in modern time. The Crusades have caused a lot of tension between Muslims, Christians, and Jews living in the Middle East and fighting for the Holy Land even today. Another effect of the Crusades in the modern world is the idea that religious war can be caused over less conflict than in the past.
And remember, this has been John Green, Crash Course World History.